Okay, and we are live. Okay, welcome everybody to this live webinar from Turku, Finland. I'm Ville Engman, a Vaadin advocate, a long-term team member in the team. I'm here with Olli today. Olli, please let the audience know who you are.
Hello, I'm Olli. I work as the lead of our customer success team here at Vaadin in Finland, and so they work with our Pro and Prime customers.
Okay, that's good. So today's topic is about our product portfolio. What do we actually sell? And you know, Olli, I checked some pretty interesting numbers the other day, and it actually seems that we have over 1,000 customers, and combined all of these areas that we actually do sell to our customers, we have a customer satisfaction of 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah. And I think we're all really proud of that.
That's amazing. You know, this is, here you go, you know, dear audience, you can see the cultural differences here now. If we would be like, I don't know, maybe Americans, this webinar would be hosted on the Yankee Stadium with some national anthems going when we, you know, come up with this number. Now you can see two Finnish guys here saying, not bad. Yeah.
Could be better.
Yes, exactly. Could be better. That's some cultural differences for you guys. Anyways, okay, 4.5 and the really high numbers with the customer satisfaction. But what do we actually sell to these people? What do we do with our customers? So that's what we are here for today in this webinar. So let's jump right to the thing. Let's do an overview on what we have. Okay. This is what we have. This is how the actual, you know, the commercial aspect and the open source is built in our company. We have the core, that's the open source itself, the technology, the foundation that everyone really gets, well, married with, basically. Commit to the technology. That's all open source, business liberal licensing, Apache 2.0, no strings attached. That's the core. But on top of that, we have tiers, like commercial tiers. There's the Pro tier and the Prime tier. So we're going to look in detail what all these tiers are about. Okay, so let's look at the Pro.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, we've been recently, like during this year, adding a lot of stuff to Pro. So it depends if you're a long-time Pro user, you probably know the Pro tools. But what we did now is actually we've separated these into different segments, so to say, divided the Pro package into the actual tools that you use in creating the application, maintaining the application, and then elements that you use as parts of your applications, like small pieces there and now and there. You don't have to code yourself then, so you can kind of like pre-purchase ready-made excellent business elements for your application. And as the newest addition, then we also have application starters, which are obviously really powerful when you're starting something completely new.
Yeah, exactly. So could you just say that the Vaadin Pro, just to simplify, the Vaadin Pro is actually commercial bits of software.
Yeah,
it's actually software, components, tools, actual hands-on, more software, the commercial software that we have on top of the open source.
Yeah.
Okay. How about those starters, by the way? Is that something, I guess that's something that is really, we are putting some effort in the future as well.
Yeah. So we've released the first one now, but we're actually looking into releasing many more, maybe divided on different maybe industries and different use cases, different scenarios in your business application. So.
Okay. All right, let's go quickly through all of these tools. So if some of you in the audience are not familiar with this yet, so let's go quickly through what these actually are. So first up is the Vaadin Designer. It's an IDE plugin for Eclipse or IntelliJ.
Yeah.
It's basically drag and drop UI builder.
Yeah.
So you just drag and drop components to the screen. What you see is what you get, and then you can do live previews on different browsers or handheld devices while you are building your designs.
Yeah.
But what's the value of Designer? How you only would describe that?
You mentioned this is what you see is what you get tool, and it's truly that. So what you actually design with the Designer are the actual UIs you can use in your actual application. So it's nothing. I mean, the tool is really powerful in prototyping, but still you can use the actual UIs in your actual application. So you don't have to kind of like deviate design from the actual application, which is obviously really good in your development efforts. And so kind of like doing your designs early gets everybody in board early enough. It saves you a lot of time, so you have to rework on the designs,
Right.
which gets obviously costly in later phases of your project. Obviously,
Yeah, of course.
once you've done a lot of coding, so you can actually work with the designer before your team has actually coded, the first line of code.
Right.
Before that.
Okay, so basically, really, rapid development, prototyping first, and then you can still carry those designs in your actual application. Well, okay.
And it enhances the communication, so you get a lot of feedback, you get it early enough.
Okay, UI is even faster, basically.
Yeah.
All right, good. So the TestBench, well, this is pretty straightforward. So this is kind of enterprisey, but extremely powerful, how I see it. So as JUnit test cases, basically, that's how you orchestrate everything. But you can automate all the UI level tests in your application, whether it be end user testing or quality assurance or integration testing. I see integration testing actually a pretty good practice if you start from the UI itself and see how the system works. Totally great. But
and I think everybody in this industry knows the importance of testing and catching those bugs, catching those, let's say, deviations from your requirements early enough in the process. So I guess here it's about about the same kind of value that you get from the designer. You catch these things early, you communicate, you fix them early, you make sure you're on the right path. From the start. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One of our customers said that they are using, for example, TestBench for end user testing, kind of acceptance testing before going to deployment. It's on one of their critical sales systems, so they really need to catch everything before they go live.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's all about automating UI level testing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. The Vaadin chart. I think Vaadin chart is probably the most popular of our Pro
I think it is
software. It's really powerful. So what charts is, it's dozens of different chart types. They're all vector graphic based. They are animated. They look great. You can illustrate any kind of data that you might have. But how would you say what's kind of the benefit? What if you would consider taking Vaadin chart to a project? What would it actually change? How do you see that? What's the benefit?
Well, I always kind of like to think that there are obviously maybe 3 options even to doing charts, but as you're visualizing data, obviously you like everything to look really good, and then charts definitely looks better. With the vector graphics with everything than, let's say, your regular J3 charts or any given. And obviously then is the productivity aspect as well. You're utilizing the familiar Vaadin Java APIs. So you're super productive, and so you can visualize stuff in like just with a couple of lines of code in a couple of minutes.
I think it's come to the user experience of your applications. Vaadin is used for business applications mostly.
Exactly.
There's always some data that would tell the story with some visualizations.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a trend with business applications anyway nowadays, that you have a lot of data. You need to make decisions based on, and you need to visualize this data. So
I guess we all heard the data-driven world and all that. Yes,
exactly.
Okay.
So and obviously because you have tens and tens of different chart types, you can choose the one that fits best.
Yeah. Okay, that's Vaadin charts. Hands down the best charting option for Vaadin projects out there.
Yes.
Okay, then we got a Vaadin spreadsheet. This is really niche, I would say, kind of small area, but totally powerful. What it is, it's basically an Excel in a browser inside a Vaadin application.
It is. And when I think of the use cases in business applications, it is kind of like leveraging maybe even on some of the benefits of Excel, like in data input, when you need to input a lot of data, why not use an Excel-like interface for that? Kind of like accounting data, that kind of stuff, and then save it on the server side, process it in any way you want, store it, and be secure, and all of the benefits of an application. So it's kind of like maybe there's pitfall also even.
Yes.
And there's a
People are really stuck with Excel.
Yes.
Running
Yes.
their
And when they
business.
go to web, they just convert to Vaadin spreadsheet. Don't do that. Think of the UX of your application as well.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's still. But this can be a kind of the middle way, kind of step towards a more online. Away from the offline Excel sheets where people used to run their businesses with.
Exactly. But I would say if you have a use case that's really heavy on the data processing, give it a try.
Yes, that's it. All right. Next up is Vaadin board. Okay, so this is a layout actually. It's a layout component for building responsive UIs. Pretty much. It's really powerful for dashboards or similar use cases, as we can see here on the screen now. But how do you see the value of Vaadin board?
When I talk with people, is basically this connects a lot with the let's say the data visualization story. You need to visualize your data. You need to create dashboards. So you combine this layout with obviously usually with charts. Charts add-on, and so basically this gives you again a productive way to create a responsive layout with Java code only. You as a Vaadin developer, you don't have to do a lot of CSS hacks to get the screen to scale on different screen sizes. So it's basically that, responsive layouts, visualizing data.
Yeah. So basically, if you would have a Vaadin Pro subscription, and you would be able to use the Vaadin charts, I'm pretty sure that the Vaadin board would be kind of the de facto layouting type for that. Yes. Okay, but that's what is Vaadin board. Then we come to the starters. So this is the first one now. We call it the bakery. It's basically just the imaginary kind of coffee shop business software, how you run your business in a bakery. Basically, that's just the name. But what it actually is, it's a full stack Vaadin application built with all the best practices that we know and we have. How Vaadin kind of really production ready Vaadin application should be built on. This has all of that stuff already built in. So, but where's the biggest value in?
The story behind the bakery app starter was like that we realized that we always do kind of like the same things when we build projects on Vaadin, on Spring. We do the same kind of foundation for the application. We have certain best practices, amongst our developers. So this is where we package all of that for you guys to use, take it as a template. So you have to build in always certain types of login security things, access control. And we realized we always do it more or less the same way. There's a best practice for everything.
And I guess that's asked quite often as well from us. And how should I? What are the best practices? How should I do the UI architecture maybe, or how should I separate this and this from? Okay.
And this is obviously very powerful if you're starting from scratch. Your application doesn't have to look like a dashboard in the end, but just take this as a template, and as the views are also done with Designer, you can actually go and really rapidly change the design of the application, different views. And
okay. So I can already see that taking this as a starting point or a reference implementation, your development team with Vaadin can hit the ground running. Avoid a lot of pitfalls that might be looming somewhere.
Exactly.
Okay, good. So that was the Vaadin Pro section. So all of this software and everything here is included in the Vaadin Pro. The Vaadin Pro is a subscription. You can buy that per developer. So what the licensing here means that it's how would you summarize the licensing? Where is the line? What does it mean per developer in this case?
Well, it's basically because you get access to all of the things. And what I would like to remind here is it's not really kind of like limited to these things, because we're like as we mentioned, this was the first application startup release. We're working on many more. So once you have a active subscription, you obviously have access to the new features as soon as they come out, and also the new versions of all the tools as they come out. So you don't have to worry about upgrade fees or anything like that. You always have access to all of the newest versions as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's basically for pricing is per developer. So if you have like 5 developers in your team that use these tools, they use charts in the project, you're gonna need 5 subscriptions.
It's per seat. It's per seat, and also what gets asked often is, you know, if I use like TestBench on my CI server, do I need a license for my CI server? No, these are really developer licenses for humans. So that's also a thing to keep in mind.
Yeah.
If you have like as you said, if you have a team of 5 developers, you have 5 seats, 5 licenses.
And also one thing that gets I hear asked pretty often is that, okay, what happens when we ship the system, or how many projects can I do? There's no limitations whatsoever. So you can do, if you have a 1 developer that is developing 100 projects, you need 1 license here.
Exactly.
1 seat here. It's only per developer. So that's we don't want to step on the production or developing.
So these are development time tools and elements and licenses.
All right, that's the logic. And the sales team at Vaadin, they will answer all your questions, of course. You know, how many licenses would you need? You know, we are here to answer all these questions. So no worries. But hey, let's run to the next part, the Prime. So what changes here? As I can see, okay, this was kind of per developer, the tools, you know, the hands-on stuff. But Prime by nature, that's something more. It's kind of built for teams, like more hands-on stuff.
Yeah. So this is really even when you have your in-house Vaadin development teams. This is kind of like your daily support. You know, assist you daily with various things. You know. The main idea is obviously that if you hit some kind of roadblock, if you hit the wall with your Vaadin development for some reason, you can get answers fast. You know, you can determine which way to go. Do I need a workaround? You know.
Yeah. Okay. So Prime is basically private entrance to your favorite restaurant, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
real-time access to our development.
So to say. Okay. Let's see what's in Prime in a bit of more detail. So of course we have everything that is in the Pro. That's here in the Prime. But then we have the expert chat, development on demand, and warranty. So the expert chat. So that's like, well, I think that nowadays most of developers actually they use some kind of a chat tool every day, like Skype or Slack or something. So it's really natural to discuss about development issues on a textual basis. So this is what it means, right? So this is how they can actually access our Vaadin experts directly.
And this is really like I said, like I like to put it, this is a real-time connection between your development team and the Vaadin development team. So it's the experts. It's not like there's some kind of first level call center support here. You know, these are actual developers, live people, experienced Vaadin developers answering your questions. And expert chat is real time. It's interactive. So I would say this is like any issues you have with Vaadin. You know, be it with the tools. The API, anything you need to know what the weather is like in Finland, you know, go ahead and ask. It's an unlimited service, so to say. Once you subscribe to it, you have unlimited use.
Okay, so it's always there.
Exactly, So we don't count like how many chat conversations you have per month or something like that.
Okay, that's really awesome.
And that's how it designed to always be there, by your side, so to say.
Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. And you can of course use I guess the expert chat is also kind of the channel directly to the team on any other parts as well in the Prime subscription, like the if you need some warranty related fixes, this is the place where to start. Or if you want to get some on-demand help, this is the way to start everything. Okay, let's go to the next one, the development on demand. So there's a lot of here. So what is development on demand? Where is it mostly used for?
So what we mostly do is we develop let's say small pieces of your Vaadin application, be it a single custom component, or let's say we take an add-on that's in a third-party add-on that's in a directory, we customize it to your needs, develop it a little bit further.
Okay.
For example, so it's kind of like these as it says on demand, when you have a need, you reach out, small development tasks. We don't do like development sprints.
Right. Okay. So nothing long lasting.
Exactly. So it's usually
few hours at a time or something.
Exactly. So
maybe.
I think the average tickets, we have this ticketing system behind it. So average ticket time is like 5 hours spent or 4 hours spent per ticket. So it's half a day.
Okay.
More or less.
Yeah. But you mentioned about the add-ons there. So I think that's pretty interesting because we have the Vaadin directories filled with there's hundreds of add-ons there, and most of them are not made by Vaadin itself.
Yeah.
So if you run into trouble with any of those add-ons there, and you might need some, hunting bugs or there's some problems with them, so you can actually use the development on demand.
Exactly. I have actually a concrete example from yesterday.
Oh, okay.
A customer found an add-on for Vaadin 8 on the directory, and he was actually still on Vaadin 7. Right. He was unsure how to use it, so we told the customer that we can actually use the development demand to backport that add-on to Vaadin 7 for you.
Okay.
You can see how that works, so because it's already there, kind of. It's
Okay.
For
that's cool.
That's so these cool kind of things.
Okay, so there's a lot of things there. Development on demand can be used in great variety of
and also obviously code review things. You develop something, you're not sure if you're using the API or if it's performing well, or then just ship it to us. Obviously, there's one thing to mention. We're working under a NDA here, obviously. So
yes.
Whatever code you send us for review, obviously we don't give it to any third parties. So that's forgiven, I would say.
Of course, yes. That's natural. Okay, but good that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay, then the warranty thing. This is an interesting area because it's open source technology. There might be some third-party libraries here, and if you find a bug or something in any Vaadin-related technology, everything that we have developed, we have released, this will actually give you a warranty for those products.
So I guess everybody knows that as we're an open source, have an open source framework. Obviously, we have a GitHub tracker for issues that's also open. So warranty actually means prioritizing fixes of those issues, or any new issue you would file there, and we determine first it's a bug. Obviously, you cannot use warranty to, let's say, speed up new feature requests. This is for bugs, for let's say for regressions in the framework functionalities.
Okay, so this basically brings the kind of the commercial software warranties and guarantees, kind of the safe of buying commercial software to open source as well. So you can get bugs fixed.
Obviously, because definitely, because we say Vaadin is for business application, used by businesses doing serious business, making money. So obviously you need to have some kind of safety net, so to say.
Yes.
So you don't get stuck.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Really powerful stuff. Okay. So that's actually, these are the different tiers of the commercial side. Core is free, Pro is for kind of individual developers, the tooling is there. Then Prime, more for teams and more kind of everyday or really direct connection with our experts. So it's kind of a more closer relation.
Yeah, and maybe I think thing to remind here, because some people tend to think that I'll get the support or the Prime when I go live, when I go into production, because then I need to have, safety. Okay, warranty is a good thing then, but actually using the expert chat and the development demand in your development phase is really powerful. It lets you get that, product earlier to the market.
Yeah, I think when starting up, that would make a lot of sense to have the hotline available.
Saves you a lot of time. If you run into some issue, you don't have to go to Stack Overflow, or you post a question on the Vaadin forum, wait for an answer for 2 months, and obviously, because we have SLAs there and we have a team, guaranteed to help you out.
So, but I can change between these subscriptions as well if my situation changes, right? Yeah. Okay. Everything is possible there. A lot of flexibility.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's the overview of these packages. But then there's one additional thing that we didn't mention yet, the trainings. So we have a lot of Vaadin trainings given online or on site, but in the Vaadin Pro that doesn't include the training subscription yet. But you can purchase that as a kind of extra purchase for the Pro. But in the Prime subscription, this is included, right?
Yeah. This is a change we made actually recently, but yeah.
Yeah. So let's see the training itself. So we have the subscription. What it means that when you have the subscription, you can attend any of the trainings for free after that.
Exactly.
During the subscription, you know, it's how many? It's like tens, dozens of training modules available from beginner topics to advanced topics.
Yeah.
They're all there. You can see them online.
Exactly. There's a calendar, and we repeat the single training, so you can choose kind of like the right time that suits you best.
Yeah.
Suits you best.
For the trainings itself, it's also the possibility to purchase single training seats, basically, or training sessions. You can do that as well.
Yes.
Normally, I guess in practice, it would make sense to have some kind of a subscription because if you need to learn something, you know, doing more trainings than only one makes even commercially sense.
Yeah, the trainings are also, you know, the trainings are also designed that way that you have kind of like a path.
Yes.
You know,
exactly.
even towards the Vaadin certification, you know, so if you take certain trainings, you can actually evolve as your skills as a Vaadin developer evolve.
Yeah. Okay, but then we have the tailored kind of custom training side. Doesn't have anything to do whether you have a subscription or Pro or Prime or whatever, but just getting a tailored training.
Yeah. So these are customized in a way that if you look at our training calendar, we have modules of 2 to 4 hours per module. And in the tailored training, actually, what we did, for example, for a Germany-based customer is that we went through the training catalog together with the customer. They had a team of 7 or some developers, and then they said, okay, we can spend like 2 or 3 days with the training. So we picked, individual modules of the training, what they needed most, you know, totally tailored and you know, within the time frame. It was a great experience, I would say.
Okay, that's really good. So I think that's a good tip for the audience here.
Yeah.
That's also a possibility. And the trainer travels on site if needed?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, that's the training. But then we come to the Vaadin services. I guess this is probably the least known side of our business in the global scale. But we do a lot of project work where Vaadin is involved.
We do. I mean,
kind of old school software development, so to speak.
And a lot of people don't know that actually, because it comes up every now and then when I speak with the community, and they don't actually know that. Okay, we just thought you make the open source and develop that further, and then you have these licensed products.
Yeah.
They don't actually know that we actually have like 65 guys fully employed here. You know, who do project deliveries.
Yeah, 65. Kind of Vaadin services personnel.
Exactly.
Like the company has over 100
people,
but there's a huge unit inside Vaadin that does only these service projects. So let's look at the next slide. This is kind of an overview of just a project, a regular software project. But what these services mean, we are hands-on in the project.
And it also depends on, let's say, in which phase of the project you're in and which phase you need help most. So let's say you had a team of able designers, then obviously you might handle the design yourself. When you start to create the real application, then maybe you could reach out to us and we would engage a senior Vaadin architect with you guys to build that solid foundation, unless you base it on the bakery. But that's an option.
Yes.
But basically, or if you haven't done, like proper design for your application, you can actually hire a UX designer from us.
Right. Yes.
And he's actually gonna deliver kind of like ready-made UI wireframes for you, so you can actually just use them as specs or requirements for your development. So you can go about, and because they actually know which Vaadin components you should use.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a really good way to get started as well.
Yeah.
And
okay.
so these kind of like examples of let's say short-term things we do. But what we also do, we have like, I think the biggest process I just heard today is like when we have 10 developers involved in a single project delivery. So that's something that the customer basically completely outsourced the development of Vaadin application to us.
Yeah. That's actually that's one case that we've been seeing actually. So there's some company that just have their own Java in-house developers, but they kind of own the business core, the business logic itself. And our extremely talented Vaadin developers just jump in and start blasting out UIs.
Yeah. So it's a lot about we trying to adjust to your specific needs. You know what kind of setup you have.
Yes.
You know where you lack something, where we might help.
Yeah. So I would say, just to summarize this, there's I guess this is pretty standard software project staffing in a way. But we have a lot of people that are extremely talented and productive with Vaadin itself.
Obviously, if you're building applications, Vaadin.
Yeah. So I think they're the biggest value in our services. They're the pretty kick-ass developers for UIs. I would like to actually, let's look at the UX design. You mentioned that already, but I feel that this is kind of a one specialty for Vaadin, because we live from user interfaces.
We do. And that's something we really value, and we really emphasize the importance of, I would say. And how we approach design usually is by the end users, talking with the end user, empathizing with the end users, what they actually need in the applications, what their actual problems are that the software is trying to solve. So that is kind of like the starting point for any good UX design. And then basically we go about and we try to kind of like share this vision, connect people within the target organization or the developing organization, that everybody's on the same line. We do this by using, let's say, prototypes like the designer tool. We're building this kind of UI. Is this, would this serve you best? Is there actually something we forgot totally? Is there a user group? We forgot totally these kind of things.
Yes.
And having this shared vision actually leads then to this next bullet. Is the clarity.
Yes.
Clarity. So meaning that you actually focus on the right things. Meaning you don't develop anything extra that nobody actually uses in the end. It saves a lot of time, saves a lot of money, saves a lot of nerve from the developers, not having to develop these funny features that nobody actually is going to use. I've been in that situation myself.
I think most of us are.
And obviously, leads in a user experience and a usability that is actually an advantage for your business in the end. Especially if you're doing some kind of software as a service product. Selling it to your customers.
I think the UX kind of user experience centric development is really interesting, because I've seen it, the biggest savings actually that you can do in a long term comes from the beginning of defining the actual end user experience. If you nail that down, you don't have to do much side steps along the development anymore. So if you want to,
simple,
so if you really want to change something, how you do software projects, this is the area to actually invest in a bit. And also the UX itself, end users, they are used to great usability nowadays, like Facebook and Google and all of these people, kind of big players.
It starts from home.
Yes, it starts there. So, ugly and difficult to use business software.
UIs,
the engineered UIs, they don't really cut it anymore. The UX thing. This is an overview of what type of things actually might happen in the UX. This is kind of the design delivery projects that we can do.
This is an example, like a brief example of how what we actually do, what we deliver. So usually, as I mentioned, it starts with the end user, so we have to talk even with the end users. Talk with people, communicate, emphasize, interview, and then write that down. And actually, before you even done designs, do some kind of user story, something, to kind of like get that idea together,
Yes.
that everybody understands it. And
Yeah.
then you start to design. It says with wireframes, with prototypes, and then you actually continue the communication before you give that to the development team to actually implement.
Yeah. So this is all happening before a single line of code is actually written.
That's true.
Yes.
That's this whole process. So in the end, you might have a prototype, ready-made wireframes for the Vaadin applications. So then you actually have a really good start for your development.
Yeah.
So you knew exactly what to do, exactly what we used to implement.
And this isn't really. This doesn't need to be a Vaadin application.
No, not
at the
really.
end of the
No.
day. Yeah. But then on the other hand, it's our guys. They know. Basically, they know what Vaadin UI components are capable of.
Yeah.
So all the designs that do come out of this one, and if there's a Vaadin as a technology is chosen already, it's Vaadin.
Yeah.
It fits to the Vaadin UI structure already. So there's no surprises, as there might be sometimes that UI designer actually comes out with a nice pattern that is really difficult to implement.
Exactly. Yeah.
So all of that is gone from this approach.
Yeah.
I think this is something that a call with our guys, if this interests you, is really interesting area where
definitely
a big change.
And also one approach, kind of like a consulting approach into this, is if you have an in-house design team already, we could workshop with them and talk together how a Vaadin application is built, what are the best design practices for a Vaadin application. Have this knowledge transfer with our design team.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right. Olli?
Yeah.
We made it through the whole product portfolio. So coming back to the beginning, over 1,000 customers, 4.5 out of 5 customer satisfaction. All of that comes from these, pieces that we went through here. So we are here. Vaadin.com/contact. That's the place to start contacting us if there's any questions or you want to get back some area was interesting. Definitely can email us directly. Both of us, we're here to answer those questions. And the Vaadin.com/pricing is kind of the place where the Pro and Prime and all that is located. So
you can see the different tiers.
Yes, exactly. Go out and check those out. Yes. There was also some questions within the signups. I think we actually covered them already there, or was there something that we are still missing?
There was a question about support for add-ons.
Oh yes.
So add-ons are supported. The Vaadin official maintained add-ons, like we have stuff like the Vaadin CDI add-on. So they're actually supported through the Prime service as well.
Okay, so now you're talking about if you have the Vaadin Prime, then you have the support, you have the warranty.
Exactly.
There it applies to add-ons that Vaadin has ownership over.
Yeah, exactly.
And for the third parties, of course, the warranty isn't available for third-party add-ons, but the on-demand.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, one example, I said we can backport, but we can also take a certain third-party add-on. If there's a feature missing for you, we can further develop that for you through the on-demand service. Yeah, that's an example. Yeah.
And by the way, I actually remember as well there was a question about starters in general. There is the site Vaadin.com/start that has all the starters. The bakery is there available, as we already saw, but there is also these free options. All the Maven-based archetypes are free, and there was different options there as well.
Yeah,
so that's
that
the
is
place
kind
to
of
go.
that is the single place to get all application starters. Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap it here. Thank you for watching. This was the overview of the Vaadin product portfolio, and any questions at any stage later on, we're here to answer all of those. Thanks for watching.
Thanks a lot.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.